So over the weekend, over this fine Memorial Day weekend, it's coming out way after that, but I went and saw Obsession in theaters.
You can't even get the fucking movie right when you're...
I know.
Jesus Christ. Also, this episode is not coming out that far after Memorial Day weekend. It is coming out next Friday, so it's not that far off. But so this will still be zeitgeisty for us to talk about Obsession. So
pretty sweet. I fucking loved it. A,
yeah,
but B, let me paint the picture.
So you're standing in the corner holding a vase of flowers in front of your face.
No. We watched it Sunday night, and earlier during the day, we had went like flower picking and strawberry picking, right? And so we had there was a vase of flowers, and like,
and some asshole was going to be
some asshole did the bit. No, but end of the night, right? We'd gotten back and we like talked about the movie, yada yada. And then for whatever reason, I think like. I was getting up to like get a snack, and Zach was like, "Oh, can you grab me like whatever?" I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem." It was popsicles. I was grabbing popsicles, and then I walk over, and I have the vase in front of my face, and I do like the creepy walk thing.
Ricky's getting up from his chair to do the creepy walk. Yeah, I'll narrate. Don't worry. Okay, Ricky just ran into his bedroom in the dark. This is about to freak me out for real. For real. He's still gone. He's still hiding. I feel like I'm about to get jump scared on Discord. Woo! Ricky just ran out with... He's got, a bong in front of his face. Not the water bong.
It was the only thing in my house that holds flowers. So, or holds flour, I guess I should say.
Embarrassing. Wow, I am ending the podcast because you just made that joke.
No, but
you liked it.
I really, really enjoyed Obsession. Yeah, I thought that was great.
Nice.
I don't know. And like the day afterwards, I got like just utterly bombed with like people's reviews about the movie.
Sure.
And some people just like ignored the text of the film, like not even the subtext.
I was just talking to August about this. I literally like 2 nights ago was talking to August about like. Asking if they had seen the movie and being like, it's kind of crazy how like people are like, never mind. I won't say anything. You keep talking. This is your movie review. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say it's kind of crazy how people. I've seen people try to say that maybe Bear is also a victim.
Yeah.
And like say like well like since he victimized her, the abuser also gets victimized. It's like no.
It's pretty crazy.
This is his choice, and he could end it at any point in time, really.
Well, and it's not even, like, in the context of the movie, like, yeah, of course there's only one way to end it, and it's by killing yourself. But he doesn't really know that, and he doesn't really, like, throughout the text of the movie, he first, at multiple choices, like, his intentions reveal, or at multiple points, his intentions reveal cowardice. Like, he's like, well, can I just, like, alter the wish? Like, he doesn't actually want to... Spoilers for Obsession, by the way, I guess. He doesn't immediately go to let's stop this. He's like, well, I still want to exploit this.
I love the way the way the phone call set up is the guy's like, oh, so like, do you want to cancel? And like immediately Bear's like, no, not cancel.
No, wait, yeah,
just change it. Yeah. For me, the damning, like the thing that damns him is the end of the phone call where she's screaming and the guy's like, oh, like, do you want to talk to her? Yeah, and like he like freaks out and hangs up. It's like, oh, brother, like you need to kill yourself, man. Like that's, like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like that's it. Drive off a cliff. You're done for. And it's to me at least like that. And I mean, there's many examples of like, hey, like you can run this back. Hey, you just need to kill yourself. When he's in the shop talking to the guy, and the guy like fades into the background as he's like thinking or whatever, and there's like other sounds going on. You can hear in the background the guy's like, hey, or you could just kill yourself, man. Then you don't have to worry about it, right? And like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the whole movie is just like, he's a coward that's doing this to himself, or that's like, who's brought this upon himself. I think both of like the main like actors do really, really well. Indy, she was great. And like, she knocked it out of the park. And like, I don't know, just a lot of really cool stuff. The one jumps near the end, the window jump scare, which like you kind of know is coming on.
With the death of the Sarah character, the car one.
Yes,
yeah, that's like, I feel like a lot of people have been singling that out as like the highlight jump scare because it is telegraphed so obviously, but it's still kind of effective because just the quickness of it, and like how long the lead up is. Yeah. So
it's weird. Like, I feel like they're so, I don't know. I feel like they're really close to that being like not a perfect like horror scene, but like pretty much like a perfect horror scene in my mind. The one thing that they did do, because a lot of it does feel kind of like Ari Aster Hereditary style horror, right?
Yeah.
With like the like, possession, yada yada, and like the possession allows them to like,
it's so crazy. Like, it's so crazy that you're like, oh, Ari Aster, possession, yada yada. That's what you took away as just like. I have thoughts. I have more thoughts, but you finish your thoughts.
Yes, yeah, okay, yeah. There's a lot of it, right? And like the slight darkness, like There's a lot that he's cribbing off of that, and like I don't know. I will say there's a lot in this movie that like, I'm like, oh, like, I remember seeing, like, this scene in, like, this movie, and I'm like, oh, wow, like, that's maybe not a direct homage, but I'm like, oh, okay, like, I understand why they did it this way. But yeah, the scene in the car, just the supernatural speed that she's, like, slamming her head against the, steering wheel was, like, weird and almost The Boys-esque. I've talked before about how, like, I don't like the way The Boys does gore, and it was sort of similar to that. And then they linger on, like, her head afterwards.
Yeah.
For like an uncomfortable amount of time. I was like, I mean, cool practical effect. I know you want to like get your money's worth out of that. Cool. But it's just, I don't know. Same thing with her body in the chair after. Fucking freaky, crazy visual.
Way
and
worse.
I know like, way worse. And I'm like, it's one of those like, you're doing practical effects. I get it, right? Like you want it in the movie, and you want it to have shock value, but like, it's in the background, like, of a lot of the final scene, but then there's also just like a 5 or 10 second like lingering shot where I'm like, that's just pretty uncomfortable. But outside of that, they do like really well with the, I guess I'll call it like background shots where like something is moving in the background in like such a way that makes it feel awkward and like maybe leads into that following scene. I don't know. It was fun. It was cool. I really, really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Your thoughts on it, Lane? Yeah.
I saw it more or less opening night. I saw it with Pat and Austin. Shout out Pat and Austin.
Shout out.
Movie friends. But they came with me kind of last minute, and like, I won't lie that this movie really pressed a lot of buttons for me of like things that get under my skin horror imagery wise. I have said many times on this podcast that like the scariest thing for me is a person just standing there.
Yeah.
Movie chock full of people just fucking standing there. One person, in fact, kind of just standing there. But like, this is, I don't know, this might be heavy for this podcast. I was really upset. Like I haven't been physically PTSD triggered in a long time. And the scene of explicit sex, which is sexually violent, in the context of the movie, that scene affected me so badly. I didn't even realize it in the moment, but like, my teeth were chattering in the like I was having like a full like really visceral reaction to that intensity of that specifically. Like that was the thing that lingered with me. And like at first I was like, man, this movie's like really getting to me more than like other movies where there's just a guy standing there, And so like it didn't until like the next day I was like, oh yeah, I'm actually more disturbed about like the themes and implications of this movie and that scene in particular, like the way that scene is shot, I found very upsetting, even compared to some other like more graphically or like, whatever, forcefully sexually violent scenes in movies. Like this was way more upsetting to me. And so just like I found my whole experience kind of tainted by that because I wasn't necessarily expecting it to hit me that way. Like I knew like this is like a Love Potion number 9, whatever, kind of like riff, you've got the, like, this isn't exactly new territory, but, for like horror, but like, I just wasn't expecting it to be so upsetting. And so like, I feel like I came down and was like, oh, actually, like, I don't think that movie was as good as like, as much as it affected me, like physically in the moment, like getting an adrenaline rush out of me, but But
I will say the one scene that like got recontextualized for me later, when like he leaves and then comes back, when he goes to work and then comes back, and she's still standing in the same spot.
Yeah.
And, like, when he first leaves, she like pisses herself, and I was like, oh, okay, like weird, gross, whatever. And then when he comes back, she's got like burn marks on her chin. I had thought that, I was like, oh, was it like there was like a leak and like there was water dripping on her the whole time or something like that? And somebody like posted something and they were like, oh no, it's because she had like puked because she hadn't eaten. And like, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And like that made that a lot more fucked up for me.
Sure.
I don't know. And especially just with like the whole way that she acts afterwards too. It's so like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of, that was part, like, when he comes home, like, and sees her like that, I kind of interpreted it as, I knew it was vomit, or I figured it was vomit, and I thought it was either that she was so disturbed by his absence, or that maybe, like, the non-cursed version of her was, like, reacting and fighting and trying to get out, and she was just having, like, this was kind of one of my main problems with this movie. I didn't hate this movie, but, like, other than it being very indebted, like I've made this joke about many movies, but like they want to be hereditary so bad, like they're even down to the specific types of like body horror. Like if I never see another like squished, smashed up head in my life, it'll be too soon. Like I'm bored of it. Like let's move on. But like
good
aside
squish noises in this movie.
Yeah, this movie has some good sound design, although like it was so loud and so. I wrote this in my pithy Letterboxd review that night, was, what is with the Gen Z obsession with, like, the mourning dove sound? Who?
Oh, yeah.
They played that, like, 4 times in that movie, and I was like, okay, we get it. You're nostalgic for something you think doesn't exist anymore. But I promise you, if you go outside, you will hear a mourning dove. It was just such a weird, like, sound pull. Like, it was so strange.
I didn't even know. I hear them in the morning, so I didn't even notice it. I thought it was just like a part of the. Yeah,
I think like you hear them in like and we're super off topic already. Great, but you hear that sound effect used in like those videos that are like, here's the childhood you used to have. Like, remember waking up on Christmas morning, or like here, and they'll play that song or like that sound effect in the background. Anyway, it just feels weird. But no.
Yeah.
The sound design is pretty good in this, other than it being a little loud and on the nose. But the I understand this movie. I appreciate that this movie's not like lore dump. This is the factory that makes the One Wish Willow. And here's, glad about that. However, the internal inconsistency of the logic of like, what was causing her to act that way, or like what was if you want to call it a demon or whatever, like whatever was going on.
Possession.
Yeah, because it's like, okay,
the possessor, I guess. Yeah.
Why would she? It like she's screaming at random times. That makes sense. Fine. She doesn't want to be apart from him. That's fine. But then things like feeding the cat, acting out at the party in certain ways. It feels very much like they worked backward from the idea of like, or like the vase thing, the flower vase thing. Like, that just seemed like a creepy, like they kind of worked backward from okay, what are some like really freaky images that we can put together, and like how can we build a narrative around this? And I don't hate that necessarily, but I don't think it's a little immature, I guess. It's kind of like an edgelord version. But like I don't think this movie's super edgelordy, but just it came from an interesting derogatory place, I guess.
I mean, I get that. I think the rules behind the wish are like kind of inconsistent, and like this might sound dumb, but like in the same way that Bear's wish like pretty immediately backfires on him, right? And also, I mean, at least in terms of like what's controlling her, I at least saw it as like, oh, like whatever. It's taking like the image that like Bear had of like the perfect Nikki and like trying to like put it on her, which is why in that like very first scene she was like, oh, like my cat just died, and like Bear's like, oh, my cat just died, and so like I'm like, oh, okay, so like whatever thing is like controlling her body is like really it's just him, right? It's like some like version of him that is like
his subconscious or something.
Right, but like obviously this thing doesn't know how to act, yada yada, and then like Nikki is like able to fight back and like regain control at like certain times. And it's always, well, maybe not even fight back, but like sometimes she's just like released, and then like always it's like obviously like super traumatic and like freaks her out because like what the fuck is going on. But at the same time, I will say the one thing that I was like, oh, this is super inconsistent was the fact that like, oh, okay, so like when she's not in control, she's like in a place of essentially hell, right? Place of like terror, screaming, a lot of pain. But then like once she regains control, she knows enough that she's like in control. She's no longer in pain. She's not like screaming and yelling about that, but she's like trying to like get a way out of this. Like immediately. When
she's like half asleep, you mean? Like in the bed,
well, like that, or like in the party, or like when.
Oh sure.
Like when it first happens, and then like when they're hooking up right in the beginning, and she like comes back and she's like, "Whoa, what the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
It like if I had just came back from hell, I wouldn't go, "Whoa, what the fuck is going on?" I would be like, "Ah!"
Yeah, right.
Like I don't know.
It's almost
but like that's kind of hand wavy stuff to me. But yeah.
I guess that doesn't bother me so much of like what happens to her. I feel like the like, is she in hell? Is she inside, but she just like can't control her body? Is she slowly being like having like mind control shit happen? But it almost like that doesn't bother me so much, although it does feel like the logic of it doesn't bother me, but I kind of almost feel like it's almost fetishistic to. Funny episode to talk about fetishes, by the way. But like it almost feels fetishistic to like focus on like her POV in any way. Like even just like the little glimpses of like her breaking through, it almost feels like the movie is like, I don't know, it invites this kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, like I'm having a hard time verbalizing what I'm trying to say, but like it almost invites like a sick fascination with like where is she? Like how much torturous pain is she under?
Yes. Yeah. My least favorite comments or like reviews about the movie were people saying that they need a second one focused from her perspective. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you need? Perspective? Yeah. She's not in this movie, right? Like, yes, technically she is, but like,
right.
I mean, like Nikki, the character that we know and like are familiar with, like through the lens of the film. Like, we get 2 minutes with her in the beginning, like the actual character, and then like her like breaking out occasionally. Like, what would you want from that? And like people saying like, oh, like I wish we got to know her a little bit better beforehand, so we could see what she was like. It's like, all right, but I feel like the beginnings, like intro scene, kind of gives you like a decent sort of
intro
encapsulation. Yeah.
Also,
like okay.
Like, part of it is, like, why do you want to spend time with her beforehand to, like, get to know her better just to, like, feel the impact of how bad this is worse? Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you, like, it wouldn't matter if she was, like, it wouldn't matter what character she was, because this would be a horrible fucking thing to happen to anybody, you know?
Exactly, yeah. It doesn't matter, like, and the thing is like, no matter what, like, if they did do that and they make it, it's like, no matter what, people are gonna be like, oh, well, like, she wouldn't have done that, right? It's like...
Right.
It like right now she's like essentially a blank slate that like you can like put like whatever
and
you want on her
that's the point, right? That's his point too, is that he doesn't really care. And it's like, what she's like. Yeah. Just normal. Like, again, he's like, please be fucking normal.
Yeah, but just be funny. Nikki. Just be Nikki. Yeah. And so like the big thing to me, and like like I mean I don't know, from the phone call, like everything about it is just like the phone call really is like the defining like, oh okay, like he knows he fucked up. He's like, he wants to have his cake and eat it too, right? Yeah. So it's like, well, like, buddy, you can try, but, you know.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, the pivotal scene of that too is when she's, you know, half asleep, kind of like, kill me. And he's like, what? You'd rather die than be with me? Like, is just like, that is the thesis of the movie, is like this guy's indignation that a woman would have agency, you know? And so.
And then. But it's the fact that she says, it was never me.
Yeah, and he's like, whatever.
He just leaves.
He's like,
he just leaves!
He just, he deuces. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
I do, like, what I was talking with August about was, I had seen people being like in, you know, more casual reviews, people being like, you could get a girl like this just by dating someone with BPD, or like a Lana Del Rey fan. I saw one, and it's like, I understand people are just
no.
Well, I understand people make jokes, whatever, but it is like the idea. I did see people being like, this is what it's really like to date someone with BPD. It's like, you're really telling on yourself that like a woman with mental illness is in the, like, if you're going to take that like allegory and not see it as like, he is making it worse for this troubled person is just like really mind blowing. Just, I don't know. Yeah.
Also
media literacy is dead, as they say.
Yeah. I mean, I think the problem is that like people, I don't know. Sometimes it felt like people got fooled by like the conversations that he was having with his friend.
Sure.
Not with Sarah, but with like the guy.
Yeah, Ian.
Because it's like, yeah, like every conversation they have, he's like, dude, she's all over me, bro.
Yeah.
Like she's all about me now, man. Like,
no,
like her dad's dying or something, but she's all about me. And then when he's talking to Sarah, he's like, well, you know, like, I know you guys talked the day before, but I think she's just, you know, maybe a little bit more into me than you thought, you know? I don't think it's that big of a deal, really, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh. And it's like, all right, bro. So, like, you know what you're doing, right? Like, and, like, it's just, like, I feel like every part of it just drives home that, like, this guy is just a fucking dickhead. Like, he's just fucking evil, man. Like, and he's a coward, and he can't, like, he got into this situation because he's a coward, and then he can't get out of it because he's a coward. And also, the dude, Ian, should have been crushed to death by that money when he wished for $1 billion.
That's what I thought was going to happen, and instead the scene just kept going and going, and I was like, bro, where's the paw curling? Like, I need a finger on the monkey's paw to curl.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When it's falling and like he's sitting there and like the dollars keep on, like right after he gives the main dude gives out a pretty good no. I was like, all right, that's a good scream. And like the money keeps falling, and I'm like, oh okay, like we should just see like blood speckles, and then it should just be him next to a fucking stack of bills. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
And instead we get the "Don't worry, darling." He comes through the door. Bah, you know, it's like, all right, cool, fine. Like,
don't worry,
that's
darling.
Fun too.
Have you seen that movie?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
fucking crazy.
Wait,
you've seen that? Wait, hold on. Emergency heterosexual episode. Fuck Pride Month. We got to talk about Don't Worry, Darling.
Wait. Before that, I'm actually referencing the wrong movie. Wait. No. We were having a good pod.
Come on.
Anyway, no. I'm thinking of the wrong movie. What movie am I thinking of?
I don't know what fucking movie you're thinking of. You said "Don't worry, darling." Someone goes through the door? Yeah.
Dude, Maria looks so freaked out at me.
As she should. No, it has been 20 minutes.
I know. We're wrapping up. We'll get on to the double feature in a second.
What movie are you thinking of? With somebody going through a door and saying, "Bro, it's cool. I've got money now." What?
No. So, girl needs help. Like burying or getting rid of bodies and stuff. Oh my god, I'm describing this so poorly. Her dad is like the big drug dealer guy, and he's like,
oh, you're thinking of Love Lies Bleeding.
Love Lies Bleeding. Yeah. The girl who liked her goes through the door, but then like shooting, she breaks in. Bop. Yeah.
Okay.
Which they do a lot better there than they do here. Anyway, sorry.
Mistaking Love Lies Bleeding, last year's Pride Month movie, with fucking Don't Worry, Darling.
Don't Worry, Darling.
Is crazy. That is honestly...
Plus 5 misogyny points.
I was going to say, Ricky hates women. Welcome to We Want to Watch. My name's Lane, that's Ricky. This is Pride Month. We're watching a bunch of movies with LGBT themes, or maybe could be interpreted with LGBT themes. Also, did I tell you what I decided on for the Pride Month tag?
No.
Okay. Well, the watchers at home will have fun with this. So I was cycling through. I was like, do I want to do, and sorry to future Lane for having to edit in all the clips for this. First I was like, do I want to do,
I like coals. Minty flavor.
And then I thought, no. And then I thought,
New Era.
And no, that wasn't right. That wasn't right.
I like New Era. Okay, all right.
And then there was one more that I was considering. I can't remember. But then I was like, oh, obviously it's...
Do I look like I'm negotiating?
I was like, that's the right one for Pride Month. That's the perfect one.
Okay. Yeah.
So, happy Pride. this week it's double features all month. So this week was a double feature with Ed Wood, directed by Tim Burton, from 1994, and Being John Malkovich from 1999, directed by Spike Jonze. So I picked these two movies not because they both had names in the title, but because spoiler for programming, but I tried to pick one that I'd seen before and one that I thought you should have seen, and one that I haven't seen, for each week. So, so with this, I kind of tried to like pick movies that would program well together each week. And I didn't even realize how much these two would fucking play well together until I watched them. Not only because they were about named individuals, but, for reasons we'll get into. So, these played a lot better, I think, than I thought they would. They Ed Wood.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Do we want to start with Ed Wood? 'Cause that was the earlier one.
I was going to ask, which one do you want to start with? And you know what? Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Ed. Let's go in chronological order for these. Okay. And I know that you just watched Ed Wood, so maybe since it's fresher.
I did. I just got
as
off
of
the
like
horn
30 minutes. Yeah. you just hung up the phone. His like old timey, 1950s Hollywood phone. I assume you hadn't seen this movie. Are you a big Tim Burton guy? I think this is our first Burton for the pod.
Not in particular.
Which is kind of interesting. First Burton, first Johnny Depp, too? Right?
Yeah.
What's your relationship?
Depp is one of Burton's guys, you know? Right?
Totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with Tim Burton? Are you like a big fan?
Not really. So like, I've seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I've seen Corpse Bride. I liked Corpse Bride a lot growing up. I distinctly remember my mom like bought the DVD for Corpse Bride because I asked her for the DVD for The Princess Bride, and she couldn't find it. So she was like, "Here's another bride," and she hated Corpse Bride so much. And I'm like, "Well, you really would have liked The Princess Bride."
Yeah,
but,
I
don't know what to tell you. I got the DVD. I'm gonna play it. All right. But that's pretty much I think actually it. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of his other films. Yeah.
Have we not seen Pee-wee together? Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Oh, I have seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Okay, I did not see that away.
In the list here.
No,
sorry, I did not. I did not see that as list. I didn't know that was Tim Burton.
Emergency lanes frame. No, yeah, it's interesting.
He looks like a big button.
Yeah. The siren starts going off. No, with
Pee-wee starts like riding a comically small bicycle around the corner from you. He's holding a comically small bicycle in front of his face as he walks in the room.
God, this is horrible. So they need to put this up. This episode was directed by Ed Wood. No.
Worst pod app ever. Yeah.
Pee-wee rides in on a little bicycle. He's like, "You want to play a little game?" No. That movie...
I wish Pee-wee Herman was in my home right now. You want to play a little game? Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Holy shit. Unlistenable. This is the year we break out. This is the year we'll make it big with this. This is the one. This is
when we make it big. Yeah.
I'm quitting my job and we're going podcasting full time.
All eggs in one basket, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Put it all on black and let it ride.
Black because it's Tim Burton. You know, because he's goth. Oh, Ricky just drank like 3 shots of rum or something all at once. That was a big swig.
It is rum.
Yikes.
That was a little bit of a swig.
Pee-wee is different than the rest of his filmography, like visually, like just setting aside, you know, there's a level of like, almost like Burton pastiche, like he becomes more, like, you know how like if you run
over time,
like, you know, like the rasterized image, like filter that you can do, if you just like keep doing that over and over, that's
well
what
aware,
happens.
very familiar.
But so Pee-wee is like unique in
when
that
it becomes
doesn't...
deep fried.
Yeah. And so Pee-wee's different in that way, and I think in a good way. So, but that's interesting that you haven't. So have you not seen Scissorhands or Beetlejuice?
So I was going to say, now looking at the rest, like actually looking at the full list, I've seen most of Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice I definitely watched like on a Skype call with friends.
Sure. Terrible way to watch that movie.
Two decades ago. Yeah, at least a decade and a half ago. Same thing with Edward Scissorhands. Okay. So, like, I have seen those as well. And then I saw Dumbo. I saw parts of Dumbo.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy work.
That one was not very good, I'll be honest. I would never have... Well, you know what? I didn't see most of it, so I couldn't tell you. But I would not have pegged that for Tim Burton.
Sure.
I think Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands were like both really good.
Yeah, common consensus.
I don't remember Beetlejuice as well. I remember we watched that around the same time as we watched Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I kind of like both of them, but they kind of blended together a bit in my mind.
That's fair.
So I don't remember much of that. Edward Scissorhands, I remember watching and I really enjoyed. And that one was like pretty standalone.
Yeah. Beetlejuice is a weird.
Also a Depp, I guess. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're fine. Beetlejuice is a weird one because like I feel like there's a lot of movie there that you don't remember because it's not starring Michael Keaton as much as you expect. Like you watch that movie and you're like, damn, not getting a lot of Beetlejuice out of this Beetlejuice movie. But like, and not in a bad way. It's still,
excuse me, sir. I ordered the Beetlejuice. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be much juice here. Yeah. And they're like, oh no, it comes with the beetle. My bad.
Okay. Well, for me, the beetle is the juice. So
yeah. Unlistenable, by the way.
It really is. A podcast for two people to listen to, and it's us. Actually, it's one person to listen to. The one listener of this episode is me when I'm editing it. But no, this movie, Ed Wood, is like, it was one I had not seen, and is one that kind of stands out in his filmography, I think, because of how, I don't want to say sincere it is, but it's a lot more grounded than his other movies. Obviously. Yeah.
I was going to say, this movie is very kind to everyone involved in it. It feels, at least it feels like to me.
Yeah.
That being said, as the movie goes on, more and more often, I'm saying to myself, because like I like Ed. He's a cool guy, you know. It seems like a great fella, you know. Bad director. I was like, oh, but I was like, oh, do his movies get better over time, or like?
Hang on, wait. I'm hearing this now. Wait, Ed Wood, bad director? This is crazy. Yeah. I think we're the first to ever note that. We might win the Pulitzer for this episode. Forget breaking out on the podcast. We're fucking getting the scoop. No, yes, I do think that, right, that's the appeal in that kind of like, I love bad art, like reclamation, mystery science theater thing, right? And that's what Burton's attracted to, is this like, all of his movies are about outsiders and misfits, right? That's like his thing. And so it makes sense for him to be attracted to not only like just this guy's kind of story or like the myth of his story, but also the literal art that he created. I don't know if you've ever seen any of these Ed Wood movies. Like I've seen Plan 9 a long time ago, like the Mystery Science Theater version of it. But otherwise I don't know that I've seen anything else. And like, you know, I think that if you're somebody who, you know, really appreciated that style of like schlocky B, we've talked a lot about B movies and what those are. But like,
what the laws of aviation, bees should not be able to fly. Sorry.
God damn it, Ricky! You gotta like. I can't do this. This is Pride Month, and you're gonna fucking make a B movie joke on the Ed Wood episode. The fruit,
listen, dude,
the fruit is so low hanging.
The fruit is so low.
It's on the fucking ground. Yeah. No, so
the fruit is so low, it's on the ground, it's becoming alcohol, alright? Like, it's fermenting, you need to not touch it, don't eat that, right?
It's literally homophobic for you to even say the word fruit on this episode. Okay.
Real.
But I do think this movie very loving and tender, and I think sincere. Like, I wasn't saying, like, I do think that this movie's sincere, I just kind of question where that sincerity falls with the rest of his filmography and like Burton as a director. I don't want to put this guy on trial, but I do find some of the like the endless like self-referential pastiche, or like digging deeper and deeper and deeper into like a very specific narrow vision. It almost it makes me question, just like of the throughput that we've seen from Tim Burton in the last 30 years since this movie came out. Like, it makes me question how much Ed Wood's kind of like story, or like the way that this story was told, was influenced by Burton's like self-perception of him as an artist. Like, and I don't know, it kind of gives me like a weird taste to be like, okay, you're going to make this biopic about this other guy who clearly had like some interesting stuff going on in multiple ways, and like had this very interesting cast of characters, and like almost retrofitting this real person's life to fit your artistic sensibilities is just like, it's just interesting. I don't know if I disliked it necessarily. It just it kind of made me question like what was, because Tim Burton has not made a movie like this since this. Like everything he's made after this is like fucking Alice in Wonderland and like other bullshit that sucks. So it's just, and Dumbo, you know, it just makes me wonder like what was the goal with this, and if this was something that he did out of like love for this guy and love for this guy's artistic, you know, vision, why has he not done more interesting things with his own artistic vision, or like another movie like this that's like more grounded and more sincere and less like IP, you know, not that IP means that you're a sellout or whatever, but it's just weird that all that Burton has done since then has basically like in the 2000s has been like, you know, fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Beetlejuice 2 and Corpse Bride and, you know.
Yeah, merch sellers,
Yeah, Hot Topic, like TM.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I get that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of it, I don't think I can actually really form an opinion because I don't know Ed Wood and I don't know his story or like.
Sure.
But I mean, what you're saying like makes sense. Like I can't. Like,
well, I don't either.
Guess,
you know,
right?
I don't know. I didn't really know anything about Ed Wood. I actually was pretty surprised that this movie portrayed him. I don't want to say out. You know, there's questions of like
he wasn't afraid of who he was.
Right. I meant more like. There's questions of like what label you would use to describe this person today versus back then. Yeah. Obviously, they call themselves like transvestites. But like, if Ed Wood was around today, would he have like a different perspective of himself? Whatever, you know. But like, I was pretty impressed that like, oh, this guy was like cross-dressing like in public, like while you know talking and like admitting this. That's pretty transgressive in its own right. No pun intended. Yeah.
No, 100%. And I think the big thing that kind of knocked my socks off about this is he's like maybe not proud of it, but he's pretty open about telling, like especially like once he tells
once
like,
he does it once, he's like, you know what, this ain't so bad. Let me just keep doing.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it. Yeah. And then like once he finds people that sort of accept him for that, he's like, yeah, all right, fuck it. Like if these people are cool with me being me, then I'm gonna do me.
Which is cool.
And I mean, awesome, love that for him. And then, like, he finds someone that accepts him. And, like, especially, like, being able to say it in, like, the first date and be like, hey, like, just so you're aware, like, this might be a deal breaker for you, you know, and, like, laying it up. That's great.
Yeah.
But there is someone who's, like, I mean, they don't ever transition, but the
Bill Murray character. Yeah.
It's, like, obviously, like, longing for it, right? And it's like, okay, well, and I mean, I think especially for that time, it's probably far more difficult to, like, find a surgeon and like find drugs. Like I feel like that sort of stuff was just not very available at the time. So like I get that, but it does seem as though like both of these people have an understanding of like how their I guess like experiences like differ from like you know the heteronormative person, right? But at the same time, they're still like they can like understand, acknowledge, and appreciate that, and like also like recognize that it's like I don't know, like recognize not I don't want to say it like that oddity, but like they can recognize like oh hey like you're someone else who is going through something like similar to this, and like your story has like helped inspire me to like realize like how I want my life to be, right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I think it's really cool. But and you know it's funny because like a couple episodes ago I was talking about how like the epithets at the end, like I love seeing that.
Epilogue. It's the epilogue.
Epilogue.
Yeah.
Oh, epithets are
like insults.
Oh, are they? Oh, my bad.
I think you're thinking epitaph. I think it's the other word that you're looking for, which is like
and that's on like a grade.
Yeah, right? You're like conflating like 3 or 4 different words.
There are a few words. Yeah,
we're freestyling. Anyway. It's cool.
But that little epilogue bit, I thought was really funny, and like I enjoyed that as a part of this film. But I was kind of sad that it was like, oh, like they never transition, and like how they talking about like, oh, how would these people sort of identify today, right?
Sure.
Who knows? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if Ed had grown up in like a more maybe accepting culture or environment, like he he decides to transition all the way, or maybe he's just like, oh, well, like, no, I just like wearing women's clothes, you know? Like,
yeah.
He seemed very, like, he was, like, very, very confident about that. He was like, no, like, still like women. I just also like dressing like women, you know? It's like, well, okay, cool, man.
There's something interesting about the way that Burton, and I don't know how true this is, but the way that they link, like, very quickly, it's like Ed comes across the, you know, Christine Jorgensen story in whatever magazine, or like the option for the script or something, and like that he's so immediately drawn to that. It's hard not to think that that's like, now I don't know if like 30 years ago if cross-dressing and transness were necessarily linked in the same way, but like it's hard not to see that, like, with at least with my modern sensibilities of like, oh, he's attracted to this story not just because he wears women's clothes, but because maybe he, you know, has thought about like transition in some way, or like, you know, is at the very least, I mean, at the very least empathizing, you know. I think that's like, so, but it's cool. I mean, it's really, it's nice to see just like any depiction of like, yep, people have been around, like, you know, gay people and trans people have been around for millennia, you know. So
I mean, some of our oldest stories are, well, I mean, I think gay and trans people appear in all of our like oldest stories, and like there's like even I was reading the other day, there's like some monks' transcripts found, transcripts, whatever. It was there's a large corpus of writing by a monk.
Say corpus? What the fuck, bro? Talking about epitaphs and corpus. What's wrong with you on during Pride Month? It's crazy.
My bad. From like the 12th century though, which was like detailing like how much they wish they had been like born a woman, like how much they wish they had like had that lived experience, and it's like, oh, like that's, I mean, that is kind of torture, you know. And especially like when you read that, it's heartbreaking, and it's like, oh, okay, and to have people be like, oh, like this is just some like woke nonsense
modern
that they made up. It's like,
right.
It's like, okay, like, so then like how did it exist like 1,000 years ago? It's like, I don't know, man. Like maybe there's more to that.
Also, who cares?
I also
in the first place, but
who cares?
I
don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna get into it. There was a discourse on Twitter recently where,
oh God, Ricky, just fucking eliminating just like you took one of those old timey
any listenability.
I was gonna say, what's the thing that you like hit the fireplace with? The like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like an accordion fan. Yes, a bellows. You did the inverse of that. You like sucked all the fucking air. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Go on, talk about Twitter.
This I don't know. This might be cuttable because I'm gonna sound like a jackass. It was like,
what's different?
Just
cut the whole episode.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It was like a kid. It was like, you know, male at birth, who had a botched circumcision. Where they were like, all right, well, we're going to raise him as a woman, right?
Yeah.
Or like as a girl. And like the entire time he had like proclivities towards like a guy, right? Like he's like, you know, he's like, oh, I don't want to wear dresses. I want to play with trucks, yada, yada. And like anti-trans people, I don't know what to call them. We're like, oh, see, this proves it. Transphobes.
Yeah.
We're like, this proves it, right? Like gender is assigned at birth. It's like, all right, well, like pause for just like half a second, right? This proves that, if anything, it proves the opposite of your point, that this kid is not, like, indoctrinated, in big quotes, into a new sort of, like, gender. Like, that's not what's happening, right?
It's
not
easy to just, like, right.
Right. But like, when you bellyache and say, oh, like, the liberals are indoctrinating our kids for 25 fucking years, and then, like, you see this, and you go, see, look, this is evidence that gender is assigned at birth. It's like, all right, well, like, just pause for half a second and really, 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 really think about what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's just so crazy. It's like, oh, okay, so, like, almost like the mentality and the physicality of a person, if they don't align, it is fucking, like, destructive to their mentality, and maybe we should try to help that, you know? It's like, does that not make sense to you? And I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, I guess, but whatever.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, the idea that, you know, that these things must be, like, any deviation from the norm must be immediately corrected and quashed is such a, like, and then that is used as an example of, like, well, actually there's a binary. Just don't pay attention to all of these exceptions that we must absolutely address.
Well,
and like, you know, and like, you know what I mean?
It's
like
the fact that it proves the exact opposite. It's like,
right.
It's like, okay, like, yeah, sure, like, I don't know. Like, no. Like if you think that like this kid had like the mind of a dude inside of a body of a dude, right? And then like something happened to his body as he was growing up, and like he still has the mind of a dude. It's like, all right, so like imagine, right, that it's just one inside of the other. Like so you see how that's an issue, right? And like you can see how they would want to align themselves to how like their mind functions and how they see themselves. It's like, okay,
well, that's
you're pro-trans, right? Like I don't see like what's the like it's like they're I don't know. It's just like
I just gotta say that my employer, my hopefully former employer, by the time this episode comes out, owns an HVAC company called Pro-Trans, and every time I see it, I'm like, I turn into Beavis and Butthead. No,
yeah.
But no, that's the like pitfall of explaining gender identity to cisgender people often is like, oh, imagine, you know, they immediately might think of like, well, why would I ever have a sex change or like go through any kind, like I'm, you know, if you're like, whatever, does like AMAB, and then like thinking like, oh man, like what, you know, I can't even imagine what it would be like to be, you know, to want to transition. But then like really what you should be thinking is, you know, what if your body like was a woman's or whatever,
right.
You know, but you feel the way that you feel today, you know, that's a better way of thinking of it. But they can't think, they don't care. They don't actually care. You know what I mean? It's just like, you have to just, yeah. It sucks.
No, yeah, it's just a justification to hatred. It's not an actual argument or like thought process or even, I would say belief that these people have. It's literally just like, they believe
reflexive,
in hate. They will create whatever justification they need for that, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I want to talk about the,
let's talk about the movie
that too. The movie too. What did you think of this movie overall?
I liked it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's fun. I mean, we haven't seen many biopics, right?
No, we were just talking about how few biopics we've seen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond the Sea, and I mean this movie, and then
Selena is the other one.
Oh, yeah. Selena, yeah. That's a recent one too. Yeah. I'd say this one is probably the most interesting that we've seen so far. And I mean, something that I didn't really put together until like looking at the Wikipedia page for it right now is this movie came out in 1994, so the black and white is a distinct stylistic choice, right?
Yeah.
I loved that this was in black and white. I thought this was an older movie than 94. Like, just because it's in black and white, and it feels like an older movie. Like, the way that, like, the scenes are set up, the way...
Yeah.
I don't know what, like...
You're
maybe
right.
It is just the black and white.
No.
But, like, okay.
No, this movie is very intentionally made to look like an old, shitty movie. Like that's the point. It's meta, you know, it's if you want to use that term. This movie, I found this movie like extremely sad. Not like so much the subject matter, but because like what the fuck happened to Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, honestly. But like, I mean, we know what happened to Johnny Depp, but like with Tim Burton, it's like
Depp is like unrecognizable here.
Yeah, he's like, which is so crazy because he's not doing anything crazy. Like he's like playing the most real human being he's maybe ever played. Like the closest, like,
and that's
to, like,
why he's unrecognizable. Yeah.
But he's like, he's so restrained, even though he's playing like a quirked up white boy. You know what I mean? Like he's like he's playing such a grounded character, even though sometimes I feel like he's not really tapping into any interiority. He's almost doing like everything is kind of almost too restrained, but it still works in a way. So I found this movie very sad because like some of the shots of like obviously the joke is that this looks bad, and not just like it's still beautiful. Like, you know, the scene of the one that made me say like wow out loud was when Bela Lugosi, Martin Landau's character, is like shooting up in the car before they do the octopus scene, the octopus motor scene, which is so funny.
The whole octopus scene is so funny. There's so much.
It's crazy.
On there. Yeah.
But like when they show him shooting up, and you can't see it except in the reflection you know, and like you just see him from behind. That is such a like artistic choice that's just so like not bold, but like really like intentional, and like it has a what am I trying to say? Not a flourish, a graciousness, or not graciousness, but a gracefulness to it. Like it has like a, you know, it's like a thing that you wouldn't have to do. You could just show him shooting up, but like the extra step of like stylizing it like that, and not doing like, it's not like a funhouse mirror. It's not like crazy, but like things like that, or like when he's shooting up earlier, I guess I'm just talking about morphine, but like when Ed Wood is in Bela Lugosi's house on Halloween, and he goes behind this curtain into his kitchen or whatever, and he like does this like shadow play kind of pantomime with it. It's a very cool, you know, again, like just like a lot of art to it that feels just sad that like you don't see movies like this in general. Like they're, you know, like a biopic would never show something this like artistic today. You know, we talk as Michael is playing in theaters right now, but.
It's so funny because Ed Wood says in like a line in the movie, someone says like, "Oh, like you can't keep this, like this obviously looks fake, yada yada."
And he says like, "Fuck the little details." Yeah, it's about the big picture.
Nobody's going to notice that. It's about the big picture. When this movie is just like chock full of little details that make it so great. It's so funny. It's such like a, I don't even know, because it's not like even like a like it doesn't subvert my expectations about Ed Wood in the slightest. Sure, right?
Yeah. No,
like
totally.
it is kind of like a neat, ironic line to sort of throw in there. I don't know. It's yeah.
It is. It's good, and it's, you know, again, like those little kind of flourishes, and of course the lighting is really nice. This is something I wanted to say about Obsession. I was like, the lighting in that, when we got out of the theater and I was talking to Pat and Austin, I was like, the lighting in that was horrible, and they were like, well, yeah, that's the point. It's dark. I was like, you are so fucking unhinged if you say that. Like, just because it's dark does not mean it has to look bad. Like the movie or the lighting in that movie is horrible. You can't see anything, and not even just in the scenes of like she's hiding in the shadows, but like literally like the restaurant scenes look ugly. Everything is like muddy and horrible. But like, so anyway, I just wanted to bitch about that. But like in this movie,
the restaurant scenes look like they were filmed like in like it's like a fucking TikTok and Chili's, bro.
Yes,
like,
yeah. But in this movie, right, it's black and white, and it's obviously like there's all this like shadow stuff going on. It looks like a horror movie, you know. It's like playing like a Graves Ghastly kind of like, you know, old timey like whatever, like horror show, like Vampira or whatever. But it looks so good. You can see everything. Like it's just everybody, you know, there's these like really dramatic shadows on people's faces, and you know, everyone's like eyes are like watery and sparkling and just like really great. Part of that's probably makeup too. Yeah, right.
Like it's
right.
Yeah.
So no, I think you're right. It does, you know, it mimics that like older, you know, 40s, 50s, early 60s kind of style very, very well, and like feels very homage, you know, based.
Can I say the scene where he's like begging Vampira to like join in his like motley crew or whatever, I guess I'll say, felt very reminiscent to, what was it, Rebecca, I think? Yeah. Just in the party scene.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
Where they're like it's such a distinct, and like even when he like tries to like find other sponsors and stuff, it's so like, oh, like I'm going around the like, and it's shot very similarly too, where they're like just like the way they're sort of moving around and like the focus they have on people, and then like it's just like him and like the one woman talking, and then like they're all kind of in the background, just like they have, I don't know, it very reminiscent anyway.
Ricky mentioning Rebecca on the Pride Month episode, does he not hate women? Redemption arc? Ricky redemption arc? Mentioning Rebecca?
Impossible.
Also a heterosexual movie, but, you know.
Yeah. But, that's why I'm wondering why it's getting me points, but I'll take them.
I think it counts as a Pride Month movie in that it's about a woman who slays, even though she's not on screen. So
I think it counts as a Pride Month movie because I'm so proud of her and all that she's done.
Yeah,
so.
Because I think Rebecca's great.
Yeah.
But, no, I agree with you. I do think that there's there's a lot of like nice touches, and like different scenes are kind of shot in different styles in a fun way, like you're talking about.
Yeah. And like the small details, at least to me, some of the stuff that like stood out is that like, I don't know, Ed Wood, obviously seen as like a really shitty director by like most people, and like the movie doesn't shy away from that, especially as it goes on.
Yeah.
But like he has fans. Like there's like multiple scenes of just like random people coming up and be like, "Oh, dude, like Ed Wood, you
did Glenn or Glenda,
Glenda, yeah." And it's like, oh, it's so cool that like I don't know, man. I feel like especially now it's probably really tough to be like a niche filmmaker and like or like a shitty filmmaker and have people just like shit on you relentlessly online and in person, and it's like, all right, like that sucks, and like it's tough to have like any form of positive reinforcement. I mean, obviously, like Wood probably didn't get much positive reinforcement either when if he's being like, you know, dragged out of theaters by mobs, you know. Like,
well, and it's like, what is it that made the art bad? Right? Like, quote unquote bad. Like, when I think of like a bad, shitty artist now, or like a bad, shitty movie, you know, like director or writer or, you know, actor, it's not someone who's doing what Ed Wood does. Like, obviously, like sloppy filmmaking techniques aside, you know, there's like an element of that like is overlookable. Whatever, that's not a word, but like, you know, that you're willing to overlook if someone is making a movie on a budget, right? Like, you can see a mic pack in Obsession, for example, and I'm not like at one point in the you know, there's just like scenes like that where it's like, okay, that movie was made for like $100,000 or whatever, like it's fine.
I was going to say, horror movies get a lot of leeway with that because they're generally like very sort of low budget, and so like people are very willing to be forgiving in that regard. And I wish they would do that with like other movies too. It's like, all right, well, like. It's this guy's first fucking action movie, you know? It's not like he's, like, knows how to, like come on, like, cut him some slack.
Sure.
But horror movies feel like they're the one genre that get that a lot, you know?
Yeah. They do get more slack for it. Maybe rightfully or maybe not, you know. But I do think it's weird. I am not a scholar of his movies or anything, but, like, the focus of, like, okay, he's making, like, campy shit. Mm-hmm. It's like, is this what you would consider bad today? Are people in on the joke in that, like, I don't know. It's
I don't think it was considered camp at the time, was it? Like, to me, camp has always been like a retroactive label applied to films. Am I wrong with that?
No, I think you can intentionally be camp. But
well, I guess maybe I should say that, like, in my mind, I feel like camp maybe started around like 50s, 60s or whatever, making fun of the like idyllic,
the like, melodramas,
40s or 50s home. Yeah, right.
Sure.
And so like but like people of the time maybe couldn't make something camp intentionally, like without or like without with I don't know. I guess.
Well, like here's the thing:
like, you can't be ironic with it in the time
sure
period. I guess. Anyway, yeah.
But like, do you think that like Ed Wood, with his cast of like obviously like genderqueer people, and you know he's taking this like wrestler and whatever, you know, this like actress who he thinks is rich, you know, do you think that like that was and then like you see this like this scene of the rap party with him and Bela Lugosi? I think his like appreciation or like admiration of Bela Lugosi is camp. Like I can't see that this like
okay
cross-dressing guy, you know, at this rap party, if any of that is based on, you know, the truth or like real whatever, like that just seems like there's a level of like maybe not knowingness or tongue-in-cheekness, but like acknowledgement of like, I know what kind of movie I'm making. It has avant-garde sensibilities. My friends and I are all having a good time. I think there's something really like pivotal in the way that Sarah Jessica Parker's character reacts in that moment, and the way that the rest of the characters respond, that is like at least conveys that Burton wants us to think that like if Ed Wood's not in on the joke, then it's not that he thinks like his movies are something that they're not. He just likes them the way that they are. You know what I mean? Like that it's not like, I don't think that there's like he thinks that he's Orson Welles. I think that's like a very, which like I completely forgot that there was an Orson. Like I knew that Orson Welles was a character in this movie, and I completely forgot until it was on.
I didn't get until Orson Welles until 15 minutes before we hopped on, which was when we were supposed to start.
So crazy.
And I was going to message you. I was like, that would just piss Lane off even more.
Really
like, I was going to be like, Orson Welles cited. And I was like, no, let's hang out for a minute. Yeah.
But I don't think that he's comparing himself to Welles as like, I have the same like technical discipline or like high-mindedness, but like instead it's like, I am happy with what, my friends and I are able to create and this like specific realistic story that I'm trying to tell. Like, I think that there's something to that. Yeah.
I think Ed repeatedly returns to, Orson Welles is his hero, right? And he's he repeatedly returns to...
funny. Like, given the timeline of this movie, like that this movie takes place in the mid to late 50s, Wells is like lost in Mexico making like Touch of Evil. Like, this is like post Othello. He's like fully an outcast like during the events of this. So I'm sure it's all fake, but like it's just very funny like to really think about what Wells was like at this point.
Their conversation in the bar is really funny because Edward essentially walks up to him and he goes, "Oh, you're Orson Welles." And Orson Welles goes, "Yeah." Yep. He goes, "What issues are you having?" And Orson Welles goes, "This is my exact issue. I am filming like Don Quixote's." Yeah. And like, I just can't find a fucking windmill. And like, the guy goes, Edward's like, "Hey, I'm having the same issue." Like, that was the one scene that I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I was like, all right, like, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I can totally see, like, he's like, oh, like, this dude's my hero. Like, he makes shit that he wants to make, and like, he doesn't fucking take no for it. And like, it doesn't matter to him whether it takes him like 10 years and like multiple rounds of funding.
Right.
Like, he does it. He gets it done. And so like, I get that 100%. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, man. Like, and I think Ed really takes a lot of that from him. And then like, the conversation with him, Orson Welles is just like, oh, like, I made Kane, my best work.
Yeah.
That was all me, baby. I didn't let the executives touch it single fucking frame. And Ed's like, yeah, all right, I got you, bro. Like,
yeah. Yeah. I think there's something kind of inherently queer about it. Like, not that like bad art is queer, but like that love for your output, regardless of, the whether it appeals to common sensibilities or not, or even not so much that like whether it does or not, but like the insistence that it can appeal to something like in the broader human condition. I feel like that is there is something kind of queer about that. I found their rap party. Like, that scene is probably my favorite scene in the movie, if I'm being honest, even more than the Vincent D'Onofrio playing Orson Welles scene.
Wow.
Like, I think just like that, like, celebration. First of all, when he comes out and he's got the like whatever, like crazy belly dancer outfit on, and he's like with the sweater, and he shows like he reveals that he's not wearing his teeth. Like, I cannot believe I've never seen a drag performer do that. I cannot recall ever seeing it, and I'm like, what are we talking? How is that not like done regularly every Halloween, like on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like, but like, there's something so joyous about it in a way, like any kind of time you see like live performance, but like with people that there's just like going to a drag performance, for example, and just like being there with your friends. Maybe you have a friend who's performing, and just like, it's not a huge deal. It's not a big concert or something, but it's like, you're having fun with your friends and you're all just like having a good time, and someone is out there like doing some sort of performance that is like avant-garde or like speaks to something very esoteric that you might not even lock into. I found that very joyous. And then like the way that Sarah Jessica Parker, the thing she said, cause I love her. I was sad that she was not in more of this movie, but like understandably. But like her outburst of like, you're all making shit. Don't you understand? Like, you're all like wasting your lives making shit is such a like really aggressive and kind of jarring and pessimistic thing to say. And like the fact that the movie does not respond with like Ed has a crisis of confidence and he's like totally like, like, what am I doing? Am I wasting my life making shit? Are we a bunch of freaks? Like, the fact that that's not his reaction or the rest of the cast's reaction is like, pretty bold, I would say. Like, it's also like not a very traditional kind of like biopic turn. Like that would be a perfect like outburst to have in the right before the climax of the movie, where it's like, oh, now he's sad for a few minutes before like the big triumph.
Yeah. I get that, but I mean, we talked about the human condition before, right? And it's like like, yeah, I do think that that's, like, a huge part of the human condition is, like doubting yourself, whatever, like, being able to, like, going into yourself and, like, having to take time and, like, oh, like, am I making what I want to make? Am I making what I think would appeal to others? Yada, yada. But I think also, like, there's a distinct part of the human condition which is just, like, fuck that, man. Like, I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, you are not going to get me down. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's admirable, you know? And I'll say from the moment that Ed tells that first director where he's like, yeah, I like to wear women's clothes. And he's like, my wife wonders why all her sweaters are stretched out. It's me.
Yeah.
That's all me. Like, I was like, oh, alright, I fucks with this guy. Because, like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, he lives his life, he knows what he's about, and he doesn't give a fuck. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Good for him, you know?
Yeah. It is cool. It's interesting. I would be very curious to hear, like, about what Tim Burton thinks of this movie now, or, like, I don't know. Just, like, part of me wonders why this movie is not more, like, reclaimed, or not reclaimed because this movie was well acclaimed at the time, but, like, this movie's not very popular. Like, this is, I think people would mostly name, like, 8 or 10 or 12, like, Tim Burton movies before, like, I think people would be naming, like, Dumbo and shit before they named this one. And this movie is one of his only Oscar nominated, like, maybe the only one nominated for acting? Am I making that up?
I couldn't tell you.
Let me see. But his, cause, like, the guy who plays Bela Lugosi, Martin Landau, he won, Best Supporting Actor for this movie. So.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
And it was in development, and then the film was put in a turnaround because Tim Burton decided to shoot in black and white. Excellent fucking choice.
Yeah.
And then the last line of the last paragraph of the first blurb up here, is the film is now considered to be a cult classic and one of Burton's best works. And then
by whom?
Yeah, by whom is like where the whatchamacallit, the sources thing is.
Yeah.
It's literally like, it's like source.
I'm looking at all of his nominations, and he did get a like art direction, makeup for other movies, but I don't think anything else was nominated for acting. Big Fish? Is Big Fish nominated for acting? No. Score. Scissorhands was nominated for accolades. Makeup. So, like, yeah, this is his one big, like, acting acclaim movie, I think. And so, I don't know, it would just be, it's interesting that it's, like, I knew that this movie bombed financially, but it's strange that it doesn't have more of a reputation now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that, yeah. I mean,
especially as, like,
this movie till now, but,
I was just gonna say, especially as, like, a representation of, like, genderqueer identity in the olden times.
Yeah. Because we mentioned before Boys in the Band and, like, how distinct iconic it is, and, like, oh, it's like, wow, this is crazy to see, like, a different time period where, like, queerness is just, like the distinct theme of the film. Like, it's like, oh, okay, like, all these people are queer except for the one straight. But it's like, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's cool to see, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess maybe the Johnny Depp of it all maybe is part of what makes this movie seem radioactive.
Depp. Like,
yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's tough, like, now to wholeheartedly endorse it because of like who he is now, but, like, 5-10 years ago, you know, like, I don't. Before people knew he was a giant piece of shit. 10, 15, 20 maybe is more the timeline you should count. I don't know.
But yes. Yeah. You're not.
I don't know when he was ousted, but, you know, whatever. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's back. I think they opened the door and let him back in, regrettably. But, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of, one other thing I wanted to mention. What? Same movie. My notes are, like, unintelligible. Oh, that? Ricky's doing the Dracula hand thing.
The Lugosi hand.
You're doing it kind of poorly, though. You're doing it. Have you ever seen the?
I can't do it well. I'm not double jointed. double joint.
Right. You look like, do you know if I were to say, is it harder, better, faster, stronger? The hand one. Do you know what video I'm talking about? Wait.
Where they have like the gloves that have lights on the fingers. And
yes. And they're like doing that. That's what
that's
like.
When I was doing that, that's what I was thinking of when I was doing it. Yeah. Have you seen the? Never mind.
Ricky's like, can we make it a 3-hour episode? Could we?
There was no.
The idea of the Angora sweater being like this like source of fetishism for him, and like he's, puts it into his movies, and it's something that he's relying on as like a source of comfort. And I'm not even using fetish in like a sexual way, but just like, in the non-sexual way people talk about.
Yeah.
Funny to like for Tim Burton to be like, yeah, I really empathize with this director who has a very specific fucking piece of clothing that he's really into. Like, compared to, is there a movie where a woman does not wear black and white, like, striped tights that Tim Burton has made?
Like, it's Tim Burton.
Like it
okay.
just, like,
I was trying to, like,
I'm like, yeah, come with me on the journey. Yeah, I
was trying to build the connection, and I was like, I don't think anything. Well, I don't know much about Tim Burton, but I was like, I don't think of an iconic Tim Burton, but like his iconic style, the way that he styles his characters, is very iconic and very, very specific. Yeah,
it's funny. I don't know. People accuse him of making the same movie over and over again. I kind of wonder if
it's just because everybody's wearing the same costumes over there.
This is true. This is really fucking true. But I wonder, like, does he need a strong writer, like, or other strong artistic vision or voice to, like, temper him? Like, if I'm looking at his filmography, right, I mentioned Pee-wee, and Pee-wee has, like, 3 really kind of bold artist visionaries involved. Like, obviously, Paul Rubens, Tim Burton, and Phil Hartman were all like very, very influential on that movie. Like they all had a strong hand in like developing that movie and making it what it was. And I'm looking at like Edward Scissorhands, that one doesn't necessarily have like another strong, like, does he need someone to come in and like put guardrails on him to make it like, to keep him from like, just like rasterizing his fetishes, which should be the subtitle of something. That should be our podcast name.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. And like, the thing is, I don't know enough about his other movies, I think. Especially the, like, more unique ones, I guess? Or the
sure.
like, the ones that seem, like, the least Tim Burton-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, this was based off of, well, you know what, also, I don't know what his other movies were based off of, like, whether or not they're based off of a story, or...
Well, I mean, a lot of them, right? Batman is based off of Batman. Batman Returns also based off of Batman. Sweeney Todd based on a musical. Alice in Wonderland based on the movie. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory based on the book.
Yeah, okay, so they're all kind of based off, yeah.
Yeah, so like, the ones that are like more close to him, even like Big Fish, which is kind of like a more down, like his next...
Big Eyes.
Big Eyes is based off of a novel, that's a real story, but I think it's based off of a novelization of the story, or like a nonfiction novel. Big Fish is based off of a novel. So like, I don't know. It's almost like he needs somebody who's like, not just going to let him go off on the big, like, I feel like having Ed Wood through the stylistic lens that you're talking about, like where it's like, let's really lock into this director's style and like kind of do a motif on that. Pee-wee, obviously strong comedic voices there, but like, I don't know. Some of these other ones, it's like, yeah, just do whatever you want with Batman. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I kind of get it. Yeah.
It would be interesting to see him try and do something, a little more constrained, maybe. Like,
yeah. Under a bit of a tighter rein.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say about Ed Wood from 1994?
Oh, one of the costume designers in the movie, they're like asking, they're like, oh, do you like this red dress or the green one? And he goes, well,
I'm colorblind.
Actually, I'm colorblind.
Yeah.
So I like the one that's the darker gray.
Yeah.
Like, he sort of walks away.
Good bit.
And it's so funny because, like, as, like, because it's in black and white, we get to see it as, like, the darker gray. And I was like, alright, this is really good. This is
it
really,
is a good
really
bit.
good, actually.
It's a good bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? It's one that I haven't, like, heard in black and white films. Like, that sort of, like, meta self-recognition of, like, oh, like, wink to the audience sort of thing. I'm sure it's out there. I just haven't seen it, and so, like, I think it's very funny, and I'm glad that it was included here.
Okay. Not that we needed another movie to talk about, but real quick. The other day, I watched Hell's a Poppin', which was almost going to be a movie that we watched together. It was going to be a Lane's Frame, like, a year ago, and we didn't watch it for some reason. That is a movie from, like, I want to say the 40s, that's, like, crazy off the wall, fourth wall breaking, meta humor. Definitely recommend it for you specifically. I almost messaged you while I was watching it, like, you need to fucking drop everything and watch this movie right now. It's free on YouTube. Yeah. But definitely recommend it for anybody. Like, move that shit to the very top of your list. That is like a mile a minute laugh or whatever, like laugh a minute, gags, fucking really crazy funny jokes for it being a fucking 80, 90-year-old movie. Yeah. Sweet. And yeah, just like really, really uncompromising artistic vision in a lot of ways. So you'll like it. You will like it specifically, and I'm not going to say why, but there is a movie that I know you like that is so clearly influenced by that movie that when you watch it, you'll be like, oh my God, there's never been an original movie ever. Because you'll be like, oh, this is so clearly had to have been influential. Anyway. But
and you know, I love seeing those. I love seeing what influences the media that I love. Yeah. Sweet.
Okay. So being John Malkovich, the other named after a person movie of the week from 1999, directed by Spike Jonze. This one I had seen before and didn't love it the first time. I think I was kept at kind of arm's length. I found it a little bit up its own ass. Liked it a lot more on the second watch. How'd you like it?
So I saw this yesterday, and I had a little bit more time to sort of sit with it than Ed would.
Sure.
I think this movie is, like, honestly pretty disturbing. Like,
totally, yeah.
There's a number of things about it which I was, like, kind of weirded out about yesterday, and, like, now I'm just like, nope, those were actually really fucked up.
Say more.
Just in terms of, like, personal body autonomy, agency, your experiences behind that, like other people controlling you, like that sort of
like consciousness stuff.
I guess. Yeah. But then also like how that works with gender, and then like interpersonal relationships, specifically based around control, and like how control freaks can sort of like get off, and like what sort of feeds into those sort of loops.
Sure.
And like I was like, oh, so the more that I like thought about the movie, the more I got into like, oh, this movie has like a lot to say about a lot of stuff, and I'm not sure how much all of it lands, but it definitely like it's definitely putting shots up, you know, like and I appreciate that. I'm all about that. As a movie, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cool. It's a fun watch. Like I think like whether or not you take anything like deeper out of it, it's like a very fun watch. It's a super cool movie. But I do think it's saying a lot.
Well, remember too, I mean, the director is Spike Jonze, who also did the movie Her, which we've talked about but not watched on this show. But writer Charlie Kaufman, writer and director of Eternal Sunshine of the or writer of Eternal Sunshine, writer and director of I'm Thinking of Ending Things. So getting a little bit of similar vibes for this guy. He seems to have his own fetishes, maybe, that he's revisiting over and over in his movies. So I'm not surprised to hear that you found this disturbing. Although, I gotta say, with the like gender stuff, I forgot how explicit they talk about gender in this movie. Like, I was like, oh, this is the one that's like, kind of like, I'm slotting this in here to be a little funny and like whatever, kind of oblique about it. But no, then I was like, oh, right. She like starts to claim that she's going to transition. And like, he talks about like how he's being emasculated. I was like, oh, right. This is a Kaufman movie. Of course.
I was like worried at first because the first 10 or like 15 or 25 minutes, the way they're talking, it's like the the fucking chuddified girl from Margaret. I forget her name. It's not Margaret. I know it's not Margaret, but like...
I'm sorry, chuddified?
Chuddified, yeah.
What are you even saying? That is not how you use the word chud. Am I correct? Ricky hates women again. This is crazy. What does chuddified mean in this context?
Oh, just that they have like right-wing like Groyper takes in like the first 15 minutes or so.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Sure.
And it feels like everyone does, and like they're very like everyone in the office is like very. I don't know. I forget what exactly they said, but I remember a couple of times I was like, "That's that's interesting."
Yeah.
Derogatory, and which is why, as it got into those scenes where his wife is like essentially cheating on him with Maxine through John Malkovich, I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Oh." No, this movie, like, at first I was like, oh, okay, like, this is just gonna be, like, chud slop, right? And I was like, no, this movie's got something underneath. There's something happening here, man. What's going on? I saw Charlie Sheen on screen, I was like, alright.
The Charlie Sheen jump scares nuts, yeah. That's
insane,
that's like,
dude.
That's where the movie becomes so meta. It becomes a little bit, just a little bit like, okay, I get that you're in on the joke of like, when you're having such a mental breakdown that you turn to Charlie Sheen, obviously things are really bad in your life. Like, I understand you're in on that, but it's a little bit hard to stomach.
Dude, you were just stoned. Yeah. You were stoned.
Which is funny, but I hear you. It's funny that you found this movie so disturbing. I guess it is upsetting. I feel like so much of it is the anxiety comedy that Kaufman employs, especially in like, I'm thinking of Ending Things, where things are so dialed up. That movie's not quite as funny as this one, but like where it's like so absurd the way that like these like social interactions go so south that they're like, it's like anxiety comedy, or like is maybe the best way to put it. Ari Aster does that a lot too, I guess, in his more recent stuff, but like, like I guess it's not as disturbing to me. This like, oh, this alienation is very much meant to be as stressful as possible. It allows it to be a little funnier, I guess, to me.
No, and I get that, but I will say that, like, again, I was watching this like fresh off the heels of Obsession, right? Which
fair, yeah. Obsession being John Malkovich, like doing the Predator hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and at least for me, like I draw parallels, right? So like I was watching it and I'm like, oh, okay, like being controlled by another, like you lose all sense of will, like, sure. And then like this kind of one of the saddest parts is like when he gets back his life after like 8 months, right?
Yeah.
And then like he's finally like, oh, thank God, like I'm back, right? And then like immediately like a flood of people kick him back to his subconscious again. It's like, that fucking sucks. And I don't know. I mean, before that though, there's just so many scenes like where he's like first losing control and he's like, that wasn't me, like I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Very similar to like the scenes in Obsession where the best scenes, at least in my opinion, where Nikki like regains control and she's like, that wasn't me, like what the fuck is going on? Which get like not like worse in that they're more emotionally impactful as that movie goes on. In this movie it doesn't happen very often, but it's still enough that it's like, he's like, dude, like something's wrong, like something's happening. But then like he confronts them, like he gets to confront like the people doing this to him, and then like when he's like in his own subconscious and he's sort of like doing that, and then he's like, hey, like it's my fucking body, like stop, like this is me.
No, I don't think you're wrong. It is like a disturbing concept, although it's kind of funny that the movie doesn't, I don't think it's as located in like the horror of it. It seems almost more like about identity explicitly, and like not even just like, oh, what does it mean to have, somebody controlling your body, but also like, what does it mean to control someone else's body? And like, what's it, what does that do to your own identity? And why would somebody want to do that? It doesn't seem to plumb the like disturbing depths of it, I guess, as much as like a horror movie could, even though this movie obviously,
it's, which is like, which is why like it It wasn't like super like affecting to me at first, but like
sure, the more you
like,
thought
as
about
I sort
it.
of sat with it, I'm like, oh, this is like such a fucked up idea to like,
yeah,
you know. I was like, Jesus, man, it's like I don't know.
I mean, there's like sexual violence in this movie, like pretty explicitly.
There is also,
you know, there's no.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, yeah, he also like locks his fucking wife in a like dog cage. It's like, I mean,
That
there's a lot of
crazy.
like bad shit that goes down. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of insane shit that goes down. And like, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously, I think that's all horrible, but like, it's just the fact that like you're taking like this innocent person, right? And then like, it's the fact that he does recognize it, and then he tries to do something about it, and he just can't. And then like he's literally like, and the whole movie just treats him as like. I don't want to say like a side piece, but like a
side character,
a prop,
not a side piece.
Side piece. So he's like a prop though in many ways, right? Where they're
but
like,
he's so
and like
his performance is so fucking bold and daring. Like John Malkovich is like the fact that he even did this movie is really nuts. Like that is a really crazy like choice. Can you even imagine an actor? I mean, I know Malkovich isn't like the most famous celebrity out there, but like it is like I don't know, he was a big enough name that it's strange that he was in this movie. It's just weird.
Yeah,
you know, it feels like the only thing that you see like that now is like Keanu Reeves playing himself, you know, or like things like that where it's like, oh, you're playing on his star power. Like I feel like he's played himself in like 3 movies, but this is so like go ahead.
We've talked about like typecasting and stuff before. It's really, really funny to pick an actor and instead of creating a character that is like typecasted to be like a certain actor, just being like, no, it's
literally
this
guy.
actor. Like it's this actor. Like like the guy up on screen is this like the guy in my like playwright or whatever in my like screen play.
There you go.
It's just this guy. It's this one guy, you know.
Yeah.
It's just funny. Yeah. I don't know.
It's funny that it's him as well. I don't think we've covered... I think the only movie we've covered with him is Empire of the Sun. Have you seen any other Malkovich movies? I know I asked you this last time.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
He's in Empire of the Sun?
Yeah, Google him. You'll recognize him. He's the one that like rescues Christian Bale, kind of. He's like the good bad guy. He's kind of like brings him under his wing, but he's a little hostile.
Oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah.
I knew if you saw him, you'd be like, oh right, yeah. He looks different with the hair. I mean, he's pretty.
Yeah.
But it like just his, I think, persona is of this like character actor, you know, very like intense kind of guy. We talked about this actually in Seven, and about him playing like a would-be presidential assassin, like that's like he played a lot of dark characters. He's in a movie the following year after this movie called Shadow of the Vampire, where he plays, funnily enough, the director who casts the movie and shoots the movie Nosferatu. Really, he is so good in it. I mean, Willem Dafoe is also in it, but anyway, highly recommend Shadow of the Vampire to anyone listening. But yeah, so like casting Malkovich, I'm trying to think of like who would be the modern day equivalent. Like who would you cast today if you wanted to like do something like this and have like the same intensity, I guess, of it? I'm trying to think of like who are our modern day actors, because it wouldn't be like a Timmy Chalamet or something. Like that's not.
No. It would have to be a slightly older actor, right?
Sure,
and
like in the 40s.
Yeah, he takes maybe more niche roles. You know, he's definitely.
Walking away.
Yeah.
Not a chance. Can you imagine? Wait, write Charlie Kaufman right now. As I'm wearing the shirt.
I thought you were building towards the bit for it. And I'm like...
I swear to God. I was like literally looking at my...
I was trying to think of like other ways to describe it. I'm like, he's been the main actor in a few films, but like he's done some supporting actor roles, you know, maybe married to a famous actress who's like kind of blows his career out of the water.
Blows?
Yeah, and blows him, assumedly, too.
Oh my God. I can't believe I walked into that. I just like fucking Frankenstein walked completely blind. Right on in.
Oh, well, that's all just makeup and grunts and moans, you know?
Whoa. Hey.
Whoa. Hey, yo.
I don't even know who our
That would be a
character
very
actors
funny
of
movie, though.
Well, and Kaufman's worked with him, so it would fit.
Yeah?
Also,
Yeah?
Also, is there okay, you know, they say Malkovich, and part of, like, 90% of this
Malkovich.
movie is how fun
Malkovich.
that name is to say. Is there not a modern analog? Like,
oh, yeah,
is that not true? Wait,
I mean,
we might be cooking something here. We might actually be onto it.
You know, it's two-syllable words, you know, like it just...
Well, John, yeah, but...
Well, but that's also 4 syllables, you know, I feel like
Sure.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm. I like the idea of somebody coming into this episode and they don't have any prior context, like they've never listened to another episode of the show. They have no idea who we're talking about right now, and let's keep it that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why I refuse to say the name, even though I've invoked the presence several times.
Good call.
I feel like I've just like completely derailed any conversation that we can have about this movie now.
You have. I'm like, how do I get in that portal?
Yeah.
And during Pride Month, this is horrible. I don't lust after women enough on this show. We need to watch. Do I have a movie with a woman?
Real.
Honestly, no.
For
we're watching
$5,
a bunch of movies.
A movie with a woman.
We're watching a bunch of movies with starring men. Honestly, for the rest of this month, so
that
tough.
sucks.
Yeah, that's okay. I can do a sidebar on somebody at some point in the future.
Okay.
Coming back to the movie.
Yeah, John Malkovich. Being John Malkovich.
What did you think of? Like, give me more about what you think of, like, this movie's take on identity and gender. You said that was, like, upsetting to you.
I would say it doesn't... I think the beginning part is super fun and interesting, where they first find the portal, and then, like... when
they
he
figure out the rules.
He's like, oh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, when he first steps out, he's like, I'm changed. I am different now. I cannot continue living the way I did before. And it's also... I mean, this movie is very funny. The Maxine just sort of, like, gesturing at the window when he says that. It's like... Yeah. I mean, obviously he means that, like, he needs to change what is happening in his life, not like, I need to kill myself immediately, right?
Yeah.
But it's so funny to, like, talk to someone who, like, has obviously had, like, this hugely transformative experience, and they're, like, you know, bearing their soul to you, and you just go, alright, here's the window, buddy.
Yeah, kill yourself.
Like, yeah. Very funny. But it doesn't start to get, like, disturbed, and like even when his wife goes into it, I think that's super interesting and cool, when like, and she has that like identity crisis where she's like, that was the first time I really felt like I knew who I was and what I was doing.
Yeah.
I am John Malkovich. I'm being John Malkovich. I think that's super interesting, and just like the idea that like people want a purpose, and like a large part of like having an identity. And this is something that sort of used to weird me out in talking to people that have like a personal brand. Like, when people talk about, like, a personal brand or, like, an identity, I'm like, all right, but, like, why don't you just like the things you like? Why don't you just do the things that you do, right? And it's like, they do, right? But, like, a part of that is also that, like, they have, like, an image in mind of, like, what they want to be to others. And, like, they pursue that, and they, like, create themselves around that. Whereas, like, this is like, oh, okay, like, John Malkovich, like, has that, right? He's already, like, a fully actualized person. And that by, like, stepping into the shoes of, like, a person like that, you suddenly are like, oh, fuck, like, this is what I want, you know? Like, I wish I could be this all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, when they start, like, having more and more people go through, the first guy that they get, and he's like, can I be anybody? And they're like, you can be John Malkovich.
And he's like, great, that was my second choice. Great line. Great line.
Who was your first choice?
Yeah.
Dude.
Hell yeah.
So
good
funny,
for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him, yeah. But, I mean, also, just, like, the fact that, like, all these people's lives were so, like, assumedly, maybe not irrevocably changed, but, like, it changed, you know? Like, they spent the money for it. It was something that they wanted.
Yeah. Well, there's something funny about, like,
a lot of business there.
The way that it's portrayed as, like, a transformative experience to everybody is really interesting.
Yeah.
And, like, even the when he goes through his own portal, a line that made me roll my eyes the first time I saw this movie and the second time, what happens when a man goes through his own portal? I was like, oh my God, enough. But, even when he does that, it's shown to be this like very deeply affecting experience, obviously in a negative way compared to all the positive, experiences these other people seem to have. But like just the act of being in somebody else's consciousness or seeing somebody else, like they all come away with like different reasons that it's so exhilarating to them. And it kind of, it makes you wonder, is it just the act of having, like being outside of your own body that is doing that? Or is it that, like you said, he's like this fully actualized person. And by actualized, really, it's like, well, he's rich and famous and, you get the thrill of that. Like you can't divorce it that way. It suggests something.
And there's a voyeuristic thrill to it as well, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot to it. Yeah.
But like, it's almost like suggesting something really, really sad about like a loneliness, that like no one can really truly empathize. You can't know what's in someone else's brain. You can't know how other people perceive things. There's like kind of that inherent like segmentedness of being a person that like, I feel like that's almost what it's getting at. Kind of like if we're drawing a comparison to, I'm thinking of Ending Things, which is so about like so fixated on, how you perceive memory and how, you can't really necessarily trust how you're identifying throughout time, like because your memory is so impacted by revisiting and recontextualizing that like it's hard not. I feel like that's part of what this is getting at, is that same kind of feeling of like essential loneliness, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, just building off of that, like there's this one quote. It's like, I'm misquoting horribly. Like you can visit the past, but no one else is there, right?
Sure.
That for me was the like a large part of I'm thinking of Ending Things. Whereas this movie is like, I don't know, it's interesting because it's so like you talk about like, oh, like you can't like live like fully through like someone else's lives, but like, oh, like obviously like his life seems so great because like he's rich, and it's not like just he's a self-actualized person. But a lot of the shit that he's doing that people are here for is boring as fuck. He's like sitting around like watching TV or something. Like they're
he's
not
like
doing
studying
anything,
King Lear. Yeah.
Right. Like he's not like jet skiing or like it's not like he's indulging, and like
just like the aesthetics of it is enough. Like the aesthetics of being rich and like lackadaisical is enough to get people. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just sort of thinking of this now, but I think that there is like an interesting parallel to make with social media and the idea of like portraying a life that is better than your own on social media, right?
Sure.
I mean, people say that like, oh, everybody's doing that, right? It's like, yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna show off the stuff that you're proud of in your life, right?
Sure.
Like, but also like the flip side, like rich people not quote unquote like cosplaying poor people and like doing like working at Starbucks for a day, where it's like, oh, okay, you're not really doing anything, but it makes them feel good, and they're like, oh, like living a whole different life. I don't know. I mean, it's end of the day, it really is just like the ultimate escapism, right? Like you just don't have to be yourself for a time, right? Yeah. And like you're not going to control any of the actions of what like you're doing. It's just John Malkovich. You're just going to be John Malkovich, right? And like you can just be very content in the knowledge that like you don't have to do anything. Like you have no control over the situation. You're just being John Malkovich. Malkovich.
Skill issue. You could just take a nap. You just want to escape your, Is that you're gonna just keep doing that bit? I was wondering how long you'd go with it.
I've tried doing the just take a nap to escape, and that doesn't work because then you
get you. Oh, I thought you were gonna say you take a nap to escape this podcast, and then you just piss me off. I was like, you're an asshole.
No,
don't
act
act like that hasn't happened.
Honest and personal about it.
That's fair.
I have not done it intentionally, but yes, it has happened.
The one thing you said about like people faking, like doing like the rich person cosplaying as poor, or just like people are presenting what you want to see on social media. I feel like I don't. Now, this might be because I haven't really been on like a Facebook, and I don't really use Instagram to like keep up with what my friends are doing. So maybe it's just that I don't see that as much, but I feel like if anything, there's like almost the reactionary inverse of that on like, if you're thinking of like short form content, like like Twitter or, you know, Reels or TikTok or something, where it's like, there's almost like a performative vulnerability, like a manufactured casualness of it that feels almost worse than like I would rather see people be like, here's my great happy family and like here's my yacht and like here's my awesome vacation I took, than like people being like,
yeah,
you know, I just want to kill myself, like or you know, like, wow, I'm so depressed, I can't believe anyone's happy right now, like that almost feels worse.
Okay, I'll revise it then. I don't want to cancel my statement. I want to revise it, like edit it a little bit, just change it. I
don't want to alter my wish.
I want to alter my statement. It's people sort of. I
don't disagree with you. I mean, I'm just saying
it's
like,
different. Yeah, it's different type of LARPs.
Yeah,
right. But it's like Nana Smith is like the same LARP essentially as Clavicular, even though they're running different grifts, right? Like neither of these people are
doing the way that they act.
They're portraying.
Yeah.
Right. But like, I mean, to a certain extent, they are, right?
Did you call her Nana, by the way? Is it not Nara?
Nana Smith? Is it Nara?
I don't know. Not? I don't know either. I mean, you seem to know more than I know this woman by her name, and my nail tech said that I have hands like her once. So I was like,
it is Nara Smith.
Nara.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just a jackass.
No, you're fine. You know what? I give you a free pass to hate that woman in particular. Also, Nana Smith,
you're on the list.
Nana Smith kind of would also be a great drag performance, like old lady trad wife.
I was thinking of like old lady like cookie baker or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, no, I agree with you. It's like there's something that just let's just make this podcast just things that we're old man yells at cloud about. Manufactured like outbursts in video, like when someone's reacting to something and they're like being really performatively like outraged and they're acting like they're saying like, I'm not doing a good job. When like someone watches a video and they like throw the camera or they like get all like it, like they like hold the camera close to their face and they like act like they're like wilding out in in a reaction video, but really it's like, I know you took many takes trying, like you practiced this in the mirror, like you're trying to seem like this, like, you're performing this like casual outburst kind of comedy, but it's not really casual. I don't know.
A lot of guys do that, but they're essentially doing the Goodwill Hunting speech. There's one offender in particular. He does like reaction videos where like they'll play like a short snippet. And then he'll like throw his glasses off. He's like, come here 1 second. Come here.
I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He like talks to the camera and he does the same thing in every single, he's like doing like video selfies. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it's every time it's like, he's like throwing his glasses and then he's like, I didn't know. Come here 1 second. Like, he like constantly breaking up his statements in order to like perform like this next like hammer fall or whatever.
There's a guy who does it where he's doing the dishes too. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Where he
no.
He's like always acting like he's just like, I was just having this thought while I'm doing the dishes, but it's like, no, you weren't. Like you set up your camera. Like, what are you doing? And he, it's just, it's annoying. It's an annoying, like didactic form of web content that just like, get it away from me.
I'll say the thing that I particularly enjoy about some of the cooking YouTubers that I watch is that they will like keep in like the bad takes because they're only doing one take for them like making a meal.
Yeah.
Like if they're pouring something in the pot,
I'm not doing two cakes or something. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Well, especially if you're halfway through a recipe, like if they're pouring something in a pot and they like fuck up when they're like saying their lines or whatever.
Yeah.
He will literally just be like, oh yeah, I messed that up. It's not a cup, it's 2 cups, but you can see how much I'm pouring in here. So. Do that. And I'm like, I appreciate that 1,000 times more than like like that like sort of fake sincerity thing, right? And like I think it's very tough to sort of tell the difference, especially because a lot of times it like, I mean, production value gets high enough, like you can fake any sort of like
conversational
like, mess up essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean it does sort of, And, like, I don't blame these people for doing that, right? That is, like, a distinct marketing strategy. It makes sense. Like, you want your brand to be, like, a certain thing, and, like, you want the personality that you're putting out there to be, like, a certain thing, right? Sure, fine, whatever. You do you with that. I just do think that there's, like, something to be said about, you know, like, the Japanese, like, oh, like, you have 3 masks, right? Like, one of them sucks shit. One of them you show to... one of them you show to friends and family, one of them you show to the world, one of them you don't show to anyone, right?
The last one, which sucks shit, by the way.
Yeah, that one sucks shit. That's why you don't show anyone. No, but it's like, all right, sure. But the thing is like, sometimes these people have the like, the one that sucks shit is the one that they show everyone, and the one that they keep inside is like, because, I mean, there are, like, outrage performers, I guess, or, like, rage bait content, right?
Yeah.
That, like, there are people who, like, pretend to be mean, or, like, pretend to be, like...
obnoxious. We've talked about that before. Yeah.
So, like, one of them in the lead community, Tyler 1, growing up, he was, or at least when I was growing up, he was, like, this big, like, toxic masculinity guy, and then, like, he got tired of so many people, like, associating him with that, and, like talking to him like that, like, like, offline, and he was like, dude, like, I think you need to, like, log off for a fucking second and realize that is not the actual person that I am. Yeah. And he changed his online character as well. He was like, yeah, you guys need to, like, fucking stop with this shit. Like, it's not cool, it's not fun, like, you're just being assholes, right? He's like, when I'm here and I'm, like, yelling at a screen, that's very different from, like, you guys doing that to, like, other, like, living human beings, and you need to recognize that. And I'm like, oh shit! Like, growth from a person in, like, a public space, right? Yeah. Like, it's crazy. But it's, I think it's, I don't know. It's a little weird. Like, the internet has made people a little weird, right? is what I'll say.
I think we should make it so that everything on the internet is erased except for this podcast episode. I think that would be, like... Oh,
that's an idea.
Like, you know... the, like, engravings they do at nuclear waste sites that's, like, nothing of value is stored here.
Yeah.
There's nothing sacred here.
Entering the space will only bring death and destruction. Yeah.
We found what was here very dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in China, like, influencers are held to the standard where, like, you can't talk about things that you're not... Lane is covering their face. They're laughing at me giddily.
Well, because you're just like, yeah, so in China, I'm like, can we please talk about being John Malkovich?
In China, they love John Malkovich. And especially the movie being John Malkovich. No,
they love dangerous liaisons in...
they do.
In China.
But you can't, like... on social media, or, like, being an influencer, you're not allowed to, like, talk about things that you, like, don't know about. Or, like, you have to have, like, some form of background study. And I feel like it makes for, like, a much more cohesive, or at least much less, like, misinformation, and, like, a much more cohesive, like, I don't know, information landscape, I guess I'll call it.
Sure.
And it's like, we don't have that here, so, like, just fucking anybody says anything, any dumb old shit, and they get money for it, and then it's like, alright, well, I guess, you know, they want kids taking methylene blue. Okay, sure. Like, I don't, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Like, what's going on? And then they let us, 2 chuckle fucks, have a fucking movie podcast. I've seen, like, 10 movies, you know? Talk about being John Malkovich, sound like a dickhead, you know? Fucking idiot.
I just want to put this out there that this is the 147th movie you've seen for this podcast alone.
Ding, ding, so ding, 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 ding.
You've seen at least 150.
Woo!
I would say you've probably comfortably seen 300 movies now in your life, but...
I would say that, yeah.
I was going to say, first of all, the fact that you said chuckle fuck immediately disqualifies the rest of this podcast. Again, another, we should keep a like a whiteboard of like Pride Month wins, Pride Month losses. Like, just, Jesus. Like that would be.
Now, Lane, we can have a sticky note for the Pride Month wins, but we will need a regulation street for Pride Month losses we can cover in chalk for keeping up the standard of this app.
Oh my goodness. Of being John Malkovich, the puppeteer motif, right?
Oh yeah.
Which opens with the curtains, which we just talked about, just like a few weeks ago with the
The Greenway film.
Yeah, the Cook the Thief. That like stage kind of setup. I thought I was like, oh, Ricky's gonna like this, and then I forgot how much this movie's like setting is really tied to the emotion. Like they do a really great job of setting up like, okay, not just like, okay, claustrophobic office, you know, you get the tunnel vision when you're viewing Malkovich, but even like their apartment, which is full to the brim of animals, also very pessimistic and sad, like feels just very upsetting.
Which the guy doesn't give a shit about any of them. Like he doesn't know any of their names. Yeah. And like his wife is the one who does everything for them. Fuck this guy. Oh yeah. For any of the watchers, fuck this guy. Yeah. Honestly, got what he deserved.
True. Yeah.
In like a very fun way, in my opinion. Right.
Yeah.
And like, you know what? I'm making the comparison again. Going back to Obsession, we didn't talk about the ending at the beginning. I mean, we talked about like a lot of the end, but not the very, very end where like
upsetting.
Nikki wishes like for him to also be obsessed, but like
then he dies.
He tries. So dude's such a fucking coward. He finally takes the pill. Like he can't shoot himself. Fine, whatever. He finally takes the fucking pills, and then he goes to puke him out. It's like, dude, you motherfucker. Thank God she made the wisp before he could. But then. Like Nikki is left, and it's like we see like when the thing loses control of her, and then like us as the viewers left with the question: well, how much of like what happened does she remember? Like, was she in the body, or like how much of it is like?
No.
What are you giving me that face for?
I think you remember.
That's what I took from it.
I think you have it a little backwards because like this movie came out. This movie was like, I think made in 2025, but came out obviously in 2026. Obsession did. But The Thing is actually a movie from 1982. So when she was obsessed with The Thing, that's like that was a different monster entirely. Like there was a different.
My bad, you're right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, but like the like, not good ending for that, but the karmic justice ending for that is that dude spends his fucking life in hell, and, like, not that, like, Nikki is, like, left alive and has to deal with the fucking fallout of this dude being a fucking insane...
rapist. Yeah.
Fucking coward rapist who couldn't even take his own life, you know? Like, fuck you. Whereas, in this movie, he gets to live, and actually, he's forced
trapped
to watch for the rest of his life...
Which
two women that he loved, or well, at least one of them, right? Which I don't know, but yeah.
Lot of like this came up in. I'm thinking of ending things as well, like the main character empathizing with, or kind of like longing for living as a woman, or like having maybe like some sort of repressed like trans identity stuff going on, and so this movie being like. Obviously, there's the explicit trans kind of like text of what happens with Lottie, and like entering John Malkovich's body. But then also like Craig Schwartz, that's his name. His like, you know, he's constantly making these like comments about like being a man, or like man, like he makes a lot of like those references, and then for him to end up in the body of a woman, you know, and he's like he's being emasculated
and, like,
by
a
Maxine,
girl too, like a little girl, like it's a little kid,
is funny. I don't know, it's just an interesting like motif
it's ironic and fun, and it's fitting.
I mean, from Kaufman, it's like, what is Kaufman trying to say? You know, what's going on? I haven't seen Synecdoche, New York in a long time. That's the Philip Seymour Hoffman, Charlie Kaufman movie. That movie I also remember being like, having like trans stuff going on. I don't know. I'd be maybe interested to rewatch under that lens. But yeah, there's definitely like almost like there's like a level of like loneliness that comes with the territory of like the male gender specifically. Like that's like, if I were going to give a non-trans reading of this and just like whatever, like from like the perspective of a man, just like what is it like to not necessarily be able to connect to other women, for example, in like the way that you might long for, even if you don't necessarily want to identify as a woman, like is there like male alienation like that's just inherent to that experience? I don't know. It's just there's something there's more there.
Yeah. I mean, there's no such thing as the male loneliness epidemic, so...
Right, we've established this. Right, yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to make that joke. There wasn't like a ton of follow-up that
Holy shit, the wheels are falling off the cart. They are rattling so hard. It's crazy.
My bad. I just want to say, I think something that this movie does really well, and it's super interesting, and like, it's two women having a child directly, right?
Yeah.
Through the body of a guy, right?
Yeah.
But like their experience, like they had an experience where they like, consummated their love together, right?
Yeah.
They had sex. I mean, like, yes, using John Malkovich's body, but like they had sex, and then like they like did fall in love, and it's like, all right, sure, but like John Malkovich was just like a
vessel.
Oh, I was trying to find like a different word for it, but I was like, I'll use the movie term, a vessel, right? Which is just, I don't know, it's interesting, it's weird, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but it also I think makes it weirder, the whole like him being taken over, like just I don't know.
It's a very cerebral movie. Have you seen Get Out? The movie Get Out?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No.
We'll watch that someday.
Maybe I have. I've seen part of it. I saw the tea scene. A couple of. I feel like I did. I don't know. I don't remember.
I won't say anything else. But
yeah.
This movie has a lot to say. I feel like it might be because it feels kind of unrefined. I feel like I don't love it. I did like it more on a second watch when I knew more where it was going, but I did. At the same time, I do feel like it's a little bit overstuffed, a little bit self-satisfied with, like, where it goes.
I don't know if this is just the time period that it was made in, or what, but Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind also has sort of similar vibes, just based off of, like, the sort of, like, liminal spaces that they have in many times. Oh, same writer. Yeah. Oh,
Charlie Kaufman.
Is Kaufman the writer? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. All right, that makes a lot of sense then, because I was like, okay, like the themes are kind of similar. The like exploring another's mind. The like, what makes up identity? Like, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff going on here that's very, and then like it just the sort of like dreamscape sequences. A lot of sort of similar stuff going on. But that makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
It's kind of funny how like there was like a 10-year or so period, because that movie comes out 10 years after this one, and like the Truman Show happens in the interim, I believe, as well. Like, there's just a lot of movies that are like in this like meta, almost like we're at the end of time. Like, time has ended, history has ended. We don't have like all we have now is to obsess over our own identities and our relation in the world, because like history is over. Like there's like a level of that. Obviously that changes with like 9/11.
Like Fukuyama, end of history?
I mean, sure, somewhat, but like, obviously that falls apart with, like I said, 9/11, but like there is like a level of like navel gazing, I think, that just like starts in the 90s and continues. And like, I don't think that that means that these movies are all like smug and self-obsessed, but it's kind of funny that was like such a huge 90s trend.
I think that's kind of what like drove a lot of the like full commercialization of like the 2010s and onwards, right? Where it's like a lot of studios are just like regurgitating previous like IPs. They're just making like remakes. Where it's like you have, and I think like it's this idea of like, all right, well, what comes after, right? And like the machine is busy eating itself and like spitting out the same regurgitated shit. And so like I mean I do think, but I do think there are still like interesting, fun projects being worked on and made, at least,
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm not but I'm just thinking like it's kind of funny you say that, because like Pulp Fiction came out 94, and that's the movie. That movie lost to Ed Wood for Best Supporting Actor for Samuel L. Jackson. And so,
what? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's that crazy, but it's just interesting. Like Pulp Fiction was.
It's. Sorry.
No, what were you going to say?
It's crazy that Pulp Fiction has such like a like cultural impact, right?
Sure.
And Ed Wood has been very largely sidelined.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. But if you want to think about a movie that's like whatever, based on just like self-reference and, you know, looking back in history because there's nothing new and you're just regurgitating stuff. Pulp Fiction's definitely the poster child for that. So
yeah.
But anyway, do we have anything else to say about Being John Malkovich? I feel like we didn't really get too deep on this one, but it's a tough movie to talk about, I think. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, this movie is tough to talk about. I'm like, obviously I'm looking at the sort of like plot description, and it's funny how like this first paragraph that they have in the plot, I feel like it takes like half an hour. Like before like he actually like finds a hole in it. And they do so well building up to like building like the sort of like odd setting of the world, right? Like the world feels very like alien, like familiar to an extent, but still like pretty alien. And they build that up really well. And so I think it helps, at least it helps me sort of like helps like the suspension of disbelief a lot, because like they treat so many odd things as normal, and then like you as a viewer start to treat those as normal, and then as the movie goes on and on, I think it helps you go like, okay, yeah, sure, to like
this
more
is
and more
normal
things.
too, I guess. Yeah.
The
way,
which
no, go ahead.
It just really increases my enjoyment of the movie, and
sure.
I think it can. I think that helps people who like maybe wouldn't be as bought into a lot of the like headier ideas or like heavier ideas about like gender and like identity. Could just sort of like, I don't know, it eases you into it, you know? Like yeah.
I do. The like assistant or secretary or whatever her name is, the way that she like insists she can't understand what he's saying, and then like says horrifically like sexual harassment stuff to him about like his filing speed, and then when he's like, wait, I don't think that this is appropriate or whatever, and she's like, I don't even understand the words that you're saying to me. It's so funny. Like, it's horrible. It's exactly like what you're talking about though. Like, it's just building on this like uncomfortable alien world that like looks like our world, but is so like antagonistic or literally alienating. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like, it's rock bottom versus bikini bottom, you know?
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah. But I mean, I think they do that really well, because it does make it so that, because like those sort of bits, like those like odd bits, I guess, fall off a bit as the movie goes on, because like there's like other things that they need you to like sort of like be understanding of, like what's happening, right? I saw that lady as being one of the people who like inhabits vessels. I saw her as being like a vessel haver. And like her hard of hearing thing was like, maybe this is just like a crazy take, but like she's just like a much older woman, or I don't really know, but like she was just hard of hearing, and she's just like messing with him, you know, because she seems to have like a special connection with the head guy. I don't really know though. I mean, that's not hinted at all anywhere. It was just sort of my fun little headcanon or whatever. Because I thought of it because she does it like really late in the film, where like he says something to her, and she's just like stonewalls him, and I was like, maybe she really can't hear.
Maybe.
Or I don't know. Never mind. I've also found that like old people sometimes just like messing with like people. I don't know. It's like I'm like, oh, I could see this just be like an old person fucking with someone that like they're like, oh, this young whippersnapper. Like, I don't know. Because I think the old guy kind of is doing the same thing to him in like a little bit, in like a hazing way, you know? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
It's fun. It's a really fun movie, and I think no matter like what you take from it, like well worth the watch, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay, next week is another double feature. This one's a little weird. So we'll see about this. But we're going to watch Cabaret from 1972, directed by Bob Fosse, and Beau Travail from 1999, directed by Claire Denis. So I've seen one of these movies. Excited to rewatch it. I've not seen the other one. Excited to watch it for the first time. Both bangers, I think, is the consensus. So two all-timers. One of them I think you'll recognize. I think you'll be like, oh, that's where all this stuff is from. So
I feel like I've heard the name Beau Travail before.
Probably. I probably referenced
Is that
it.
French?
Yes.
I think I've just heard the word travail, and that's what I'm thinking of.
Classic. Okay. Well, it could be.
Classic.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Being Michael Clayton?
John Malkovich.
Yeah. I'm gonna use that one wish.
John Malkovich.
To wish that you would never fucking said that.
One wish, Willow? It's gone.
Yeah, good. Thank God. Let's end this godforsaken thing. It's fucking... Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ricky just got up and... Oh, my God. My wish is that I had a good podcast co-host. Ooh, that was a pretty good creepy walk. I liked that. Yeah. Are we still recording?
Michael Clayton. Michael Clayton.